Testing season is upon us, and I want to talk today to you guys about 6 lesson ideas that you can do that are easy, involve movement. You don't have to think too hard, because we know our students, by the time they get to us, it's kind of a tricky season of, still getting stuff done in the music room, but knowing those older kids definitely are working hard for those tests, and so we need to kind of balance break and learning. So let's get into it. So first up, I think that movement activities are definitely a must during, well, really, I think they're a must at all times, but especially during testing season for those kiddos. They are kind of had that cabin fever, have had to be quiet, sit still, sit at their desk for a long period of time. And so I find a lot of times when they come to me, they're just craving that movement. But we want to balance it with movement that we don't have to think super hard to do. So probably those like more complex folk dances, more complex movement activities should be saved. This should be some easier, lighter movement activities. So first up, for 5th and 6th grade, I like to do Limbo Rock at this time. It's very springy, summery. It kind of sounds like you should be at a beach with the Beach Boys and surfing. And so there are 3 parts to this dance. The first part is A, and it's step, touch, cha, 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 step, touch, cha, cha, cha. And actually I should say we're in a standing circle when we do this. Then we have the B section, which is like a swivel. And it's like if your feet were like this, you'd be kind of going toes, heel, toes, heel. So it's swivel, 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 swivel. And in the video that I'm going to link for you guys for this, I think they do 8 swivels. They go swivel, 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 swivel. I think it's just too much. So I just do 4. Swivel, 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 swivel. I kind of break it down into that half note, or is that a half note pulse, quarter note pulse? I don't know, but 4 of them. Then you're going to jump in, clap, jump back, clap. Okay, so that's the B section. And then the C section is the part where I get out I have those really large boom whackers. And so I will get those out, and I will just get one big red C, and I will use that as my limbo stick. So as they're still in this circle, I just stand between 2 kids, and they just go all the way in their circle, and everyone gets a chance really easily to do the limbo. And you could then, the song goes back to the A section and the B section, back and forth. The C section, the limbo part, only happens once in the song, but what I like to do is just go A, B, and then it's the C part, and then I just keep having them do the limbo, and once I get back to the first kid, I bring it down a little bit lower, and down a little bit lower, so they get to do it like 3 times or so until the song is over, and I think it's really fun. They like the challenge. No one's out. I don't have anybody sit out if they fall, but it's just a nice challenge to see if they can do it, and they really enjoy it. Another thing that I think is great for movement, and this could be 3rd, 4th, 5th, or 6th, is this, I'm calling it hoop movement. I follow Maria Sanchez Para on YouTube, and she is really a great educator. She talks a lot about movement activities, and she has a lot, I think she teaches at the college level, and so she'll take videos of her college students learning these movement activities, and she has a lot with these small hula hoops, and I got some, I think off of Amazon, and she has them in these different grid systems. And then the students have these different patterns where they jump in the hoops or sidestep or do all these different pattern movements throughout the hoops. And I thought that would be really cool. I did one in particular. Again, I will link all of these videos and information in a blog post down below. But it was a circle, and each student had their own hoop. And then the teacher kind of did a pattern with their feet in the hoop, and then the students repeated it, and then the teacher did it again, and then the students repeated, and then there was a portion of time where you kind of walked around the circle and got back to your normal hoop. So that was great for 3rd and 4th, but there are some more intricate ones that I think would be really cool for 5th and 6th grade. So I will link her down below. Check it out. She has actually quite a lot of different hoop movement videos, so you can really find one that you want to try out with your students, and I think it'd be a great movement activity. Okay, next up is games. I think, games, again, that you don't have to think super hard, not too tricky, but some tried and true games that I like to do is first off called Memory Bells. So I like to play this game a lot during like winter, Christmas time. But this could be a game that you play at any time. You just need a few bells, and I know sometimes we have these bells that like are almost like the desk bell, like you can ding it on the top, or you have to ring it. I would say it's much easier to have those ones that you just hit the top. It could be played with the ones where you ring, but it'd be a little bit trickier to make sure the student is doing it correctly. But you do need a few of those. I like to do 3 of them, 3 different bells, and then I like to put them on a music stand that's laid flat, and then the students are in a standing circle. And I explained to them that we're gonna play Memory Bells, which is almost like Simon Says, with a little bit of memory in it. And so what happens is the very first student will ring a bell, but the rule is that the students cannot talk to each other. They cannot talk, they cannot strategize, talk game plan during the game. So I say, okay, everyone's voice is off. The first student is going to ring a bell. Let's say that the bells are red, orange, and green. So let's say the first student just rings red one time. Okay, every student steps over, and then the second student has to do red, and then they get to choose one to add. Let's say that they do red, orange. Then the third student, everyone steps over. The third student has to do red, orange, and then they get to add their own. Maybe they do green. Then they step over, red, orange, green, and then they go back to red. And so it's a game where they're trying to keep it memorized, and it gets harder and harder as they add, different patterns and different colors. And then if a student messes up, then you have to start over. A lot of times I would say like students get to like 9 or 10, and then inevitably it's hard and they mess up. And we do have to have like a quick conversation, like it is a game, like it wouldn't be fun if no one ever messed it up. Like please don't make that person feel bad, it gets harder. And then also you do have to be on them because they start to like talk to each other. And so you have to like really be like, no, you can't talk. Like you gotta, not during the game itself. And then when we're done and we mess up, every once in a while I'll let them kind of talk strategy a little bit. They'll start to like hit, so one class did like red, and they just did red the entire time. So then you have to start as they get better and they're like finding the loopholes. You have to be like, okay, you only can do a pattern, 2 or 3 rounds of that pattern, then you got to move on to something else. So yeah, lots of room for, different scenarios with that game, but it's really fun and they enjoy it. Next up is Four Corners. Four Corners is amazingly, like throughout my career, I'm like, that is probably the number 1 game that my students like, any variation of Four Corners. So I have just played in the past where each corner of my room is assigned a note, and I just am trying to help them remember whole note, quarter note, half note, an eighth note, and just keep those in their brain. So how you play, if you've never played Four Corners before, well, your students are gonna all walk to a corner. And again, each corner is assigned a different note, whole note, half note, quarter note, eighth note. And I say, okay, I'm gonna close my eyes. I'm gonna count down from 5, and you need to be in a corner by the end. So I'll do that, and then without looking, I will say a corner. Let's say I say half note. Any students that are in the half note corner have to come and sit down, and then I usually pick from those students to close their eyes next. And so the next student comes up, and they close their eyes, they count down from 5. All the students that are still in switch around to a different corner. Let's say that student says eighth note, then those eighth note students need to come sit down with the other kids that were out, and then we pick a new person, and you keep going until you get down to 1 person. Well, I also really like, there's a twist on this Four Corners game from Cilio Music. I like any of hers. She has Solfa 4 corners, Carnival of the Animals 4 corners, 4 voices. That wouldn't apply for this because, kindergartens aren't doing state testing, but she has so many different variations on this game. And I've also seen people just do it like genres, which I think is really fun too. So many opportunities for this game, and the students just love Four Corners anything. Next up is steady beat tag. So I have talked before about meter tag here on my channel, but I've just discovered from another colleague at my school talking about steady beat tag. And so with this game, what you're gonna do is you're gonna pick a song that you like that has a strong beat. Let's say I use Toast for my reggae unit for it, and it has a really nice beat to it. So the students first I say, we're not playing the game, I'm not even going to explain it. All I want you to do is show me that you can walk to the steady beat to the song. So I'll play the song, and they have to start walking to the steady beat. And I might even help them by playing it on a cowbell or like a wood block to help them feel the beat. And then I say, okay, now everyone's going to close their eyes in a moment, and I'm going to pick 2 people that are going to be the taggers. And so I'm going to tap them on the shoulder, and if you feel a tap on your shoulder, you are the tagger. So everyone closes their eyes. I tap two people, they're the taggers, and then I say, everyone open your eyes. Okay, when I press play on the music, the game has started. And you have to walk to the steady beat. This is played just like normal tag, but you cannot run. Like, you have to go to the speed of the music. And so the students start, and of course, they start walking to the steady beat, and the students that are the taggers try to kind of not be conspicuous about it, and they try and tag people. Of course, kids start to realize who is it, and they will alert the other friends. There's a lot of screaming there in the beginning when they try and figure out who is it. And then every once in a while, there are some kids that either just don't feel a steady beat, and it is interesting. It's a great kind of quick little check-in, how are students doing feeling the steady beat? Because there are definitely sometimes students that just don't feel it. And then there's also sometimes students that are just not walking to steady beat, getting a little carried away. And I usually just give a warning. And then if, they don't continue to walk to steady beat, then I just have them sit out. And so if the tagger tags you, all you do is just sit down and then you keep playing. I usually do 1 to 2 minutes, and whoever is left at the end is the winner. Hardly ever do I just get down to one person, but usually it's down to a smaller group of students that are the winners, and then we play again and we pick new taggers. And then finally, I think this project that I did a few years ago would be great for this time of year. This is called the Angry Birds Cup Challenge. So I have a whole blog post that I will link down below that explains everything. This is a freebie lesson that you guys can grab from over there that is really easy to use. So I found this from TikTok. I found this cup challenge where it's the Angry Birds theme song, and then it's this paper with different circles, and it has one circle and then 2 circles right beside each other. And so you're tapping your cup in the pattern to the music. And the challenge is that you do one side, because there's 2 sides of the rhythm, quote unquote. So you do one side with your cup, and you tap obviously once for 1 circle and then twice for 2 circles. So ta and TT. You do that all the way up on one side and then all the way up on the other side. And then you have to do your 2 patterns with your 2 cups at the same time. And so that's the challenge. So I think just doing the challenge itself is really fun. But also you could turn this into a project where the students create their own game board, their own rhythm, and then they have to perform it to maybe a different song. They could pick, I keep thinking in my brain, the Mario theme song would be really fun, or another video game would be really fun to have the students perform it to, or do the challenge to. So I think this would be a really great project during this time. That's kind of low risk, not as hard to think about it. Just the hardest part is the actual challenge part, but drawing up some circles and making a pattern is really not super difficult. So I think it would be a really relaxing project to do during this time. And that is it, you guys. 6 lesson ideas for you during testing season. I wish you all the best. The testing season can be a little tricky in the music room, kind of balancing that learning and relaxing, and students are kind of a little bit tired, but I wish you all the best, and I hope that these lesson activities help you out, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.